In this video, we're going to talk about making basic assignments and how Python does all of our data type selection for us. We'll talk briefly about some of the things you need to watch out because of the fact that your data typing is handled automatically, but it makes our job a lot easier when we don't have to specify every single data type. And it's just a faster way of doing things, and that comes with pros and cons. So we'll see you when it's over. So now we want to do a Python program that shows us some basic assignments and how we can work with variables. So I'm going to close hello. I'm going to clear this screen. Now we have a nice blank canvas. I'm going to open template again, and I'm going to save it as, and we'll call this assign.py. Now that we have assign.py working, you'll notice I've got the same shell. I'm going to change my header to update it and say this is assignments examples. All right. And I'm already, without any extra work, beginning to write the code that I need. I haven't had to retype all of this over and over again. So let's make some comments and do some assignments. First thing we're going to do is I want to say this. Note that indentation matters. Okay? A single line comment is started with the hashtag, or if you're really old, the pound sign. Okay, so indentation matters. And I want to say this too. Variables are given their data types automatically. We don't have to think about the data types. Now, that's only a half-truth. You need to pay attention to the data types you're using so that you don't end up in a situation where you overflow a byte because you don't have enough bytes that you need. So there's different libraries and things that you're going to become more and more aware of and ways of testing your variables when you really get into Python that are beyond the scope of this course. But just because it's automatic doesn't mean it's always right. And I'm just going to leave it at that for now. So let's make a string, because the string library is very real and alive and well in Python. So we don't have to necessarily deal with strings as an array of characters. So I'm just going to say my string equals, this is a string in Python. Okay? And it's just that easy. So once again, what am I saying? I'm saying give me a variable in memory called my string and assign it this string literal value. So this is a string in Python, will be assigned via the assignment operator to the memory area pointed at by my string. The interpreter is going to figure out that this is a string, so it's going to give itself enough memory, point at it with a token called my string, and then place it in memory. Okay? Now, if I want to make an integer, let's just say we're going to do some grades. So I'm going to say grade 1 is equal to 88. The student got an 88 on this quiz. Okay? Do grade 2 equals, on this one, they got a 98.4. Okay? Grade 3 is suddenly an integer again, not a floating point. And then we're going to say average grade is equal to grade 1 plus grade 2 plus grade 3, all divided by 3. Whoa, that's not 3, that's 3. Okay? Now, obviously, you're going to not do your grade averages this way, but we're keeping this very simple. So that's one way we can calculate an average grade. Now let's print this stuff out so we can see how that works. And it's pretty simple. Print my string, print grade 1, and I can now save even more time by doing this. Control C, tab, Control V. And I can say 2, 3, and average grade. Okay? And let's save this. And what's it not liking here? Undefined variable. Oh, I capitalized the A incorrectly, and the compiler caught it for me. So let's save this. Yep, likes it now. All right, now I want to show you, well, let's run this and see what we get, and then I want to show you some formatted print. So let's move this over here and say, let's see, am I in the right place? Yes, I am. So let's say Python assign, I need the .py. This is a string in Python. I don't know why I have an extra period there. 88, 98.4, 67, and look at that. That is the accuracy depth for the type of variable that Python gave me on this particular calculation. Okay? So obviously it knew it needed to be a floating point. Now, let's go back here, and I don't know why I have a stray period. Let's get rid of that, and let's put some formatted print in here so that we can make that look prettier. So let's just go down a couple lines. We'll leave that so we can see the difference. And we're going to say print. Now, there's a placeholder system in Python, part of the newer string library. We're not going to worry about the string modulus operations from Python 2.7. You can look that up later if you need to go old school for some reason. But the format method for the string library works very well. And here it is. The grades are placeholder 0, comma, placeholder, that wasn't right, placeholder 1, comma, and placeholder 2. And let's put a period at the end of that sentence. And then at the end of the quotation marks, we're going to say dot format. Now, a dot extension on any type of data type like this is going to call any available libraries that are part of that object. So this is part of the string library because the interpreter knows that that's a string, and string has a format method, which means it's going to have an open close parentheses, and in it we simply need to put in order the value that we want here, here, and here. So I'm going to say format grade 1, comma, grade 2, comma, grade 3. Okay, now let's see what that looks like when we go back over here. The grades are 88, 98.4, and 67. So that looks pretty good. So let's go back over here and do another one. We're going to say print. The average grade is, colon, give it a space to breathe. And here we're going to say placeholder, but we're going to say 0, colon, 5.1 floating point. Okay. Close parentheses. And now I'm going to say dot format, open parentheses, close parentheses. And in there, we're going to put average grade. Okay. Now, what I want you to look up is what the 0 means. What I'm going to tell you is that the 5.1f means up to 5 digits long before the decimal, and I want to go 1 digit after the decimal, and it's going to be a floating point. Okay? I want you to look up what the 0 means in front of the colon. The average grade is that. Now we're going to save it. And we're going to go. And there you go. The average grade is 84.5. There you have it. Those are basic assignments in Python, and some a first look at printing, other than the hello world, of course. And we're going to use this stuff a lot as we move forward. Welcome back. Hopefully that was a good introduction look at making basic assignments in Python, basic sequencing. In the next video, we're going to look at selection, just like we did in the language C. This involves conditional statements, so I will see you on the other side.